Hello, and welcome to Yoga with Susan Kelly. This is a 10-minute class where we're going to work on stabilizing the head of the thigh as we go through a few different asanas. Okay, so Steve here, I'll turn him to the side. If you can see, the muscles we're talking about are the muscles at the top of the thigh that hold the top of the thigh into the pelvis. We can call it hugging in, and there's a squeezing into the midline that allows that ball to turn safely as we move the leg. Yeah, okay, so we're going to explore that a little bit today. Thank you, Steve. Okay, so let's start kneeling. And bring your hands to your outer hips, that same spot I just showed you, and see if you can squeeze into the midline. It doesn't feel like very much here. Perhaps you'll just feel your glutes engage, but that's okay. It's more important once we move the legs forwards and backwards. So let's take the right leg forward and lunge forward now. Make sure the ankle is under the knee. And now it's important. Can you hug that hip into the midline and keep the knee pointing forward? Yeah, so it's hugging in, it's hugging in, it's hugging in. From the support on the right side, you can let go a little more on the left side. And that's part of the balance of yoga. We're breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so to change sides, you could push back and change sides, or you could bring your hands to the floor, step back to dog pose for one breath. So breathing in and breathing out, there is still a squeezing in to the midline. And then step the left foot forward. Right knee to the floor. And again, we're hugging in, so the left outer hip is squeezing in. Yeah, the left thigh bone will descend slightly, and the support on the left side will often allow you to let go a little more on the right side. We're always working in balance in yoga. We're balancing the work in the body with the work in the mind, the work in the breath. We put it all together. Our practice ideally brings us very much to this present moment. We get an opportunity to have a break from the busyness of our lives. We're here, one breath at a time, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, let's head back to dog pose. The sitting bones are lifting, so we need to maintain the mobility in the pelvis in addition to the strength. Okay, and let's step the right leg forward, but this time we're going to keep the left knee off the floor. So we need more stability now. Drop the head of the thigh, squeeze in, hug in, come onto your fingertips, lift your front body, press through the heel at the back and the spine forward. So we are looking to challenge ourselves with our practice, so that we challenge not just the body, but the mind's response. When you're ready, right arm up, left arm up, push the foot down, hug the thigh in, press the heel down, take a breath. Good. Bring the hands down, step back to dog pose. Try not to be overwhelmed with relief, but rather cultivate equanimity. One breath at a time, breathe in. And breathe out. And left leg, let's step it forward. Right knee stays off the floor. Come onto the fingertips. Sit down deeply, but press the right leg straight. Let's hug that left hip in, lift the chest, lift the navel. Support the pelvis, find the strength and the softness. Add the core, lift your front body and lift the arms up. Stabilize, stabilize, stabilize. Hug to the middle, hug to the middle. Reach forward, reach backwards. Keep breathing, notice where your mind is, come back to your breath. Good. Okay, and hands down. Let's head back to dog pose. Take a breath here. Okay, so let's come up to a version of Virabhadrasana 1 now. Step the right leg forward, left knee's off the floor, press that right foot down, come onto the fingertips, prepare. We're coming all the way up. Tailbone comes down. We're sitting deeply into this. And the support is this squeezing in. Yeah, we've got the heel off the floor at the back, so it's not truly Virabhadrasana 1. But we're here one breath at a time. Softening, opening, lengthening, supporting. Be kind to yourself. Be brave. Be sensitive. Take another breath. Head back to dog pose. You could also rest in pose of the child. And left leg steps forward. Okay, check in with what's happening with the right leg. Pay attention. Sit deeply into the left hip and stabilize from the left side. Lift the quadricep up at the back. Lift the chest. Find the balance. We're coming all the way up. Push the feet down. Come up. Now the tailbone needs to drop down, the pubic bone forward. Take the back bend out of this. Stabilize the hip. Find the back leg. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath. You've got this. And let's come into plank. As you inhale, roll over your toes into up face dog and press back to downward dog. Take a breath here. And let's do that again. Inhale to plank. Let's stabilize the hips, squeezing into the midline. Next inhalation, over the toes and lift. Exhale to dog pose. Take another breath. And one more of those. Inhale forward. Allow the mind to be quiet. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, over the toes and lift. And exhale to dog pose. Good. Bring your knees all the way down to the floor. And then we have a practice that explores the stabilizing of the hips. And if you continue to work on that in these foundation poses, they'll really support you as you move into more challenging asanas, if that's what you do. But the most important thing, of course, is that you practice being right here, breath by breath. Namaste, and thank you for doing yoga with me.